mine want me to fail, cause my achievements her disagreements. The gum shoes on my trail, cause my achievements they disagreements. The diamond tester said you fell. My hands full, nigga leaving Neiman's. Real niggas gon' prevail, cause my achievements they disagreements. My kids mine want me to fail, cause my achievements her disagreements. The gum shoes on my trail, cause my achievements they disagreements. The diamond tester said you fell. My hands full, nigga leaving Neiman's. Real niggas gon' prevail, cause my achievements they disagreements. Bitter bitches on the timeline, foreign going through the stop sign. I don't do what? Stop line. Check the text, check the timeline. You're still playing like Brian. Fake tough niggas still dying. Black mothers in the church crying. No flight attendant but the work flying. See my story, see a nigga shining. Designer threads, 5-star dining. 1911 in the silver lining. I'm with the suppliers, man, them niggas is biased. That mean I pay like I weigh. Told a bitch I came heavy in a good way. Don't concern myself with bum bitches say, man, I upgraded you like yesterday. My kids mine want me to fail, cause my achievements her disagreements. The gum shoes on my trail, cause my achievements they disagreements. The diamond tester said you fell. My hands full, nigga leaving Neiman's. Real niggas gon' prevail, cause my achievements they disagreements. My kids mine want me to fail, cause my achievements her disagreements. The gum shoes on my...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you. And I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Happy Saturday, Miss Austin. Happy Saturday to everybody in the chat, everybody in the building. Defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. We gonna stand tall and firm for the remainder of the summer, the remainder of next year to come. It just simply is what it is, man. I wanted to tap in with y'all, you know what I'm saying, on this fine Saturday afternoon. Before y'all go outside, just go outside. Before y'all do all the good stuff, I wanted to tap in with y'all, man. You know, I say, what's up? Troy Singleton, what up, what up, what up? And make sure y'all go over to the Print Champs. You know what I'm saying? The Drunken Howie hats is jumping out the gym. Y'all know I get my stuff last because I want the people to get their stuff as soon as possible. I'm going to have a link to the Drunken Howie hats, the Ski Mask Howie, all of that stuff, 24 bird shirts. I'm going to have a link to that stuff in the description, man. The song you just heard at the beginning is called Disagreements off of my latest musical project, A Broken Crayon Still Colors. That's everywhere. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes with this one. So I've been looking at APR, man. Antwaun Powell-Ryland. I've been looking at APR and I'm feeling really, really good about what I'm seeing from a guy who was drafted where he was drafted at. This could be the greatest value pick of the draft, not just of the Philadelphia Eagles draft, of the draft. I say that for a multitude of reasons. We're going to look at some clips and stuff of his as well, but it's some stuff that I feel like I got to clarify before we even get to the meat and potatoes of that. A lot of people are wondering and saying things like, how are the Philadelphia Eagles able to do this? How are the Philadelphia Eagles able to keep getting collegiate standouts in the draft? I hate hearing that, and I'm going to explain to you why. I hate hearing those things because we didn't have the first pick in the draft. We're getting what nobody else is getting. And I'll explain that. Guys are falling to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's not our problem. Maybe the rest of the NFL need to stop reaching and do some scouting and stop grabbing guys who not going to pan out like the guys we grabbed. It's been a whole running theme since Jahad Campbell came to the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, I got news for you. He didn't come to the Philadelphia Eagles. He fell to the Philadelphia Eagles, meaning 30 plus other teams said, I'm good, and decided to go somewhere else. We almost traded up and reached for a guy that nobody was really concerned with. Now that we got our hands on him, it's how they do it all the time. How do they keep getting so lucky? It ain't our fault. Why didn't nobody draft him? Why didn't nobody draft him? And the same thing could be said from our first pick all the way down to our last pick in APR. Another guy who should have been drafted way well beyond where the Philadelphia Eagles picked him at on the last round of the draft. Way beyond that. With this guy's skill set, this guy's tenacity, this guy's just knack for the game. You know what I mean? I am seeing Brandon Graham. I'm seeing Brandon Graham, man. I don't know what it is. Y'all know BG, my favorite player. It's not a lot of players that I've diagnosed and looked at more than Brandon Graham as an edge rusher in this game. I'm seeing a Brandon Graham guy who by year 3 or 4 will be infused in packages. He will start. At some point, I can almost guarantee you that APR will start. He will start. The question is, can he get bigger and stronger enough to be a guy that can play in the middle like we did with BG a couple times? I am seeing Brandon Graham on a more athletic scale. I'm seeing a more athletic version of Brandon Graham. And I mean, when we look at these clips I'm about to show you, now most of this stuff is all on Twitter, but just from some of the things that I've saw, we're going to look at the clips together. You know what I mean? I am highly impressed by this kid, man. We got a pure edge rusher. In the last round of the draft, our last pick was a pure edge rusher. How can you not? How can you do nothing? You can't. You shouldn't even be praising the Philadelphia Eagles front office the way that you're doing it. In my opinion, you should be asking what's wrong with everybody else. What's wrong with everybody else? We didn't go to this kid house, buy his mama a Bentley, and say, "Hey man, hold off. Don't answer the phone unless it's a 215 number." That's not how the draft works. That's just simply not how this thing go. A lot of people passed on some of these guys, and some of these guys have turned out to be what they turned out to be. Nobody wanted Zach Bond. We got to start calling a spade a spade. Nobody's seen the value in some of these guys that we turned into all-world guys. They said Quinyon Mitchell, the school he went to was too small. I said the Eagles need to draft Cooper DeJean. I was laughed at. Now look at him every Sunday. Coop. Come on, bro. People are misevaluating talent, and the Eagles are the only ones that's getting it right. And they hate us for getting it right so much. They hate us for getting it right so much that they don't even want to trade for us, trade with us, you know what I mean, during draft week. Trade with us, it hurts us because we would have had to waste the pick to move up, and we ain't even had to do it. God don't like ugly, man. Let's get into some of these clips. I want to share my screen. We're going to take it to the Twitter sphere. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to Twitter real quick. First, I'm going to show you this pure freak athleticism. Pure athleticism. Come on, man. Pure athleticism. Athleticism in its purest. Athleticism at its finest. At its finest, that's athleticism. Hold on, let me go back. I think I just did something. Athleticism at its finest. At its finest. You know what I mean? You have so many clips of this guy and things that he's able to do. We can start right here. Come on, man. Is that Cam Ward? Over and over and over again. The hand placement, the speed. Look at this. He's able to engage. That's him on the bottom left. He's able to engage with his hands on the player. Able to engage. Hell of a pass rush here. Right around him. Now you see me, now you don't. The quarterback doesn't even have time to even feel him. Pause. Hit. Now, one thing I will say looking at this play is I feel like that they need to adjust a couple things at the collegiate level, if I'm being honest. One thing I will say that probably needs to change is the snap count, man. We know when you pat the ball at this point or clap your hands that the ball coming. I guess that gives a bit of a fair advantage to some of these guys coming off the edge. But, I mean, at some point, we got to make it make sense. We got to make it make sense. Now, let's look at his raw score. Let's look at his raw score. Relative athletic score. Let's look at this. A lot of people has been big on this. How does a guy fall this far in a draft with a raw score of a 9.1? How do you fall this far in the draft with a raw score of a 9.1? It makes no sense. Height, they gave him a 3. These are some of the negatives. But when you look at pure athleticism, the vertical, you just saw the bunnies. You saw the bunnies. A 9.2, 36-inch vertical. The broad jump, a 9.3 for that. 40-yard dash, 8.8. 20-yard split, 8.5. 10-yard split, 8.5. Come on, bruh. The scale is on a 0 to 10. He got a 9.1. How does a guy with these type of attributes fall as far as he fell, bro? Fall as far, and I'm not saying Howie Roseman isn't worth the praise. Virginia Tech, 16 sacks last year as a senior. 9 sacks the year before. You know what I mean? It took him a while to go to Virginia Tech to warm up. I will say that. Went from the SEC to the ACC. I will say it took him a little time to warm up, but I feel like he got more playing time here. 19 tackles for loss last year. 15 the year before. What on God's green earth are we talking about? Like, guys with this skill set and guys who's done the things that he's done shouldn't be falling where he's falling. Shouldn't be falling. This what was this, the pro day? Shouldn't be falling where he's falling. Oh my God. That looked like some BG stuff, like a young BG to me, bro. I know I'm not tripping. He got a real strong base, light on his feet. I know I'm not tripping, bro. That looks like a young Brandon Graham. And I feel like the way that he approaches the game and the way that he plays the game, I firmly believe that the Philadelphia Eagles front office saw the same thing. They saw the same thing. Come on, man. This is another angle of the same play. Bro, he looks like Brandon Graham, bro. He looks like Brandon Graham. I think one knock on him was like the arm length or whatever the case may be. But come on, man. We ain't paying attention to nothing like that. Are we? Are we paying attention? Oh, he does it in games too. Let's not get it confused. He does it in games. He don't just do it on the practice field. But are we looking at that type of stuff? I don't know. We gave him number 93. In case you've been hiding under a rock, that happened. You know what I'm saying? We got more clips. I think this is the same one. What's this one? Come on, man. That's damn near viral at this point. You know, and I kind of want to hear a little bit from him. I want to hear his mindset, and you know what I mean, his approach to the game.
Honestly, you know, whatever team they draft me to, you know, whatever they want me to play, I'm here. Yeah, it's like I can do it. I feel like I can do anything on the field, you know, as far as being a defensive player. So,
are you going to run the 40?
Oh yeah.
Sub 5?
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know.
You want to pick a number?
I mean, you know, we're going for something fast.
Okay.
You know, I can tell you, I can't really put a number on it. You know, definitely want something fast.
Okay.
Honestly,
I like him, bro. I like him. I want to hear what Seth Jordan had to say about it.
Virginia Tech, outside linebacker, 6'2", 258, 4'6", 40. Fill out Getz and Ray on, you know, what you had on him.
I was a little surprised to see him hang around on the board as much as he did. I mean, the guy had 25 and a half sacks the last 2 seasons.
Wow.
The fact that he was available on the third day, maybe not that surprising. I mean, considering there's some concerns about his size. He is on the smaller side. But he certainly was a productive player. At the very bottom of your draft, why not? I mean, take a shot at him. I mean, the Eagles came into this draft, and we all said they need edge rushers. Well, here you got this kid there at the bottom of the board, and that's the one thing he does. Now, when you watch him on tape, can he get to the quarterback? Yes, he can. Does he have some issues against the run? Yeah. His size can be a problem there. But the ability to rush the passer is something that the more I've watched football, the more I'm convinced that that's just kind of innate. You know, I mean, there's certain guys that just know how to do it.
I like that. And you know, losing Josh Sweat, losing the players that you lost, Josh Sweat, things of that nature. How can you be mad that you get somebody whose number one thing that they could do is rush the passer? I think that this was just an amazing pick by the Philadelphia Eagles for especially where you got the guy at. Especially for where you got him at. Just an amazing pick, man. Just an amazing pick. Again, coming off of the edge here. I mean, man, that is mind-boggling speed, man. That's mind-boggling speed right there, man. Mind-boggling speed. Now, coming off the edge in situations like that, in formations like that, the next thing would be, can he play can he drop back into zone? You know what I mean? Because Vic Fangio likes to have guys drop back from time to time to throw different looks. You know what I mean? Being as though he got a little more speed on him. I think that that's something that could be a potential. I think that could happen. You know what I mean? I can definitely see him dropping back into the end zone, or not into the end zone, into the flats and covering certain positions. I can see that happening, man. I definitely can see that happening, but the potential in the player that this guy is, falling where he fell, I'm still kind of in awe. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm still a little in awe. I'm a little in awe about it. These are the top defensive linemen's roster results. You know what I mean? You look at D tackles with 6. These are the top guys. You know what I mean? Tyler Barron. You know what I mean? Foudy Diggs. And this is all off pure athleticism. You know what I mean? You're looking at edge, James Pierce Jr. We knew he was going to be high on the list. But, you know, our last pick is in the mix. He's right here in the mix. He's in the mix. Our last pick is in the mix. And then your first round guy got the best Ross score out of all the linebackers. You know what I mean? The absolute best. He almost got a 10. He got a 9.9, 9.95. So this shows me that the Philadelphia Eagles are able to find the same quality players in any round. In any round. But in order for that to happen, people have to pass on quality players. They have to pass on quality players. You have to pass on quality players. So when you are running around saying, how do the Philadelphia, is Howie Roseman this, is Howie Roseman that, Howie deserves absolute credit for the way he builds this roster. But what about the owners and the GMs who just blatantly let talent fall past them? Blatantly let talent fall past them. Without their indiscretions, we couldn't be who we are. We couldn't be who they are. Who we are. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. When we got Jahan Dotson, we knew what we had, and we knew it would pay off, and it paid off in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. He scored against the Packers. He had a great Jahan Dotson's long reception up the sideline that Jalen Hurts threw against the blitz was a clear indication that we got players on the outside and our quarterback is reading this blitz and this thing perfectly. Like he got this thing under control. They laughed when we drafted Jahan Dotson, but it paid off. We got a ring out of it. We got a ring out of it. He's a Super Bowl champion who did something in the Super Bowl. They undervalued him. They undervalued Zach Bond. The Giants undervalued Saquon Barkley. The Titans undervalued A.J. Brown. They didn't want to pay him. They thought taking the first round pick made more sense. The league undervalued Nolan Smith in the draft. We got a bunch of guys that everybody say can't do it. You hear me? So for us to be who we are, what's going on, D-Lo? For us to be who we are in this thing, we need the help of other people to continue to evaluating the guys on a roster. It's as simple as that. We couldn't do it without the incompetence of the National Football League. We could not do it without the incompetence of the National Football League. We couldn't do it. And now you have other rumors brewing. Other rumors are swirling right now. They're going crazy right now. I'm hearing Amari Cooper to the Eagles chatter. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing Amari Cooper to the Eagles chatter. And I think Jahan Dotson might be in play for a move like that. You know what I mean? I think Jahan will like that. The players are in two different places in their life. Jahan want to be more of a factor. Amari Cooper just want to go somewhere and win because he know that. At this point, I don't even think Amari Cooper is a wide receiver one. I don't think he's a wide receiver one. You're not winning a championship if Amari Cooper is your wide receiver one. You're not doing it. You're not winning a championship if Amari Cooper is your wide receiver one. So if the Eagles are able to make Amari Cooper a wide receiver 3 on his roster, I think it'll go crazy for the Eagles. And you know, I like it. It's just crazy to me that the Cowboys want Amari Cooper. The Cowboys want Amari Cooper as if they run around here talking about Weapons for Dak, weapons for Dak, weapons for Dak, weapons for Dak. Dak ain't never had no weapons, but in the same breath, you begging for an old weapon back. I'm glad I'm an Eagles fan. I'm glad that is the definition of insanity. It's the definition of insanity, man. It's the definition of insanity. To say your quarterback never had weapons, but wanting to beg for one of the old weapons back. The definition of insanity to me. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Their lives are pathetic over there. We're cool. All on Twitter, all they doing is crying and begging. They crying and begging. They're a soup kitchen franchise. A soup kitchen franchise. Every time somebody make a move in the entire National Football League, at least one Dallas Cowboys content creator gonna retweet it saying, must be nice. A soup kitchen franchise. A soup kitchen franchise. Bottom of the barrel, digging in the trash, trying to find what must be nice. But they tell you in the heartbeat, everything better over there. They got the better quarterback. They got the better this. They got the better that. Everything better. But you want what everybody else got. Insanity. Losers who will never have a hat like this. Who will never be able to do stuff like this with a championship logo. A championship logo. You know what I'm saying? We damn near the logo around here. We done been in so many Super Bowls in the modern era, man. I'm beyond defending Jalen Hurts. I don't even do it no more. I let the money talk. Defending Jalen Hurts at this point is like telling a bum on the subway that you're rich. I own the subway car. I own the subway line. I'm rich. You're just a bum sleeping on the back of the train. Why would the rich man who owned the subway line have to prove himself to the bum? Why would the rich man who owned the subway line have to prove himself to the bum? I don't think you hear me. Defending Jalen Hurts against a poverty franchise who hasn't won a Super Bowl in 30 years is asinine. We don't got to defend ourselves to somebody who don't know how to win. We should retire defending them. Why defend the Super Bowl MVP? It's crazy. It's crazy. We are in the HOV lane in a Bugatti. The top down in the Bugatti, hair blowing in our wind. We going so fast, money flying out the back of the Bugatti. And here come them with the beat up 93 Accord. You can smell the car before you get near it, shit all smoking, telling us that they better than us. Why do it? Why do it? Why do it? Why do it? And then this debate breaks out of who was the better Eagles coach, Andy Reid or Nick Sirianni. This week has just been a lot of people just hating on us on social media. There's been a lot of people hating on social media. Let me give y'all my thoughts on that. Andy Reid versus Nick Sirianni as Eagles head coach. First of all, you're disqualified if you bring up anything Andy Reid did with the Chiefs. You're disqualified if you bring up anything Andy Reid did with the Chiefs because the question or the scenario is who's the better Eagles head coach. If you say Andy Reid, you don't like the Philadelphia Eagles, you don't like Jalen Hurts, you don't like the city. That's just what it is. I'm a Philadelphian. I'm going to tell you who's the best Eagles coach of all time. It is Nicholas Sirianni. Point blank period, end of discussion. Only Eagles coach to go to 2 Super Bowls. Nicholas Sirianni. Only Eagles coach that's 2-0 in NFC championship games. Nicholas Sirianni. When Andy Reid was the head coach here, Andy Reid went to the Super Bowl 1 time. We went to multiple NFC championship games and couldn't get it done, couldn't get over the hump. We could not get over the hump. We lost to, I think we lost to the Buccaneers in the NFC championship game with Andy Reid. Did we lose to the Panthers? We lost to so many teams in the NFC championship game with Andy Reid. It made no sense. And Andy Reid had multiple top 5, top something defenses or whatever. Whatever. Nick Sirianni is the greatest Eagles head coach of all time. I don't care if the rosters was stacked. I don't care if you say Nick Sirianni don't do nothing, he don't bring nothing to the table. Again, those are what haters are going to say, because if Harbaugh in Baltimore ever wins a Super Bowl, Harbaugh don't call no defense, Harbaugh don't call no offense. Harbaugh is a CEO-style coach just like Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni might not call defense or offense every play, but Nick Sirianni makes those gambles and he okays certain situations. You saw it. Call the play. If we score right here, it's over. Nick Sirianni had that moment. You saw it. You saw it. You saw it. So all of this extra flack that you know what Nick Sirianni do very, very well? Nick Sirianni got guys ready to run through a wall for him every Sunday. We lost to the Rams. We lost to Kurt Warner and them. We lost to the Panthers. We lost to Jake Delhomme. We lost to the Rams, the Panthers, the Bucks, and the Cardinals. We lost to Kurt Warner twice. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Andy Reid didn't get over his performance anxiety back then because them Eagles teams was definitely good enough to bring a championship to the city of Philadelphia. It's not a knock on Andy. He learned, you know what I mean? It only took him having to get one of the top 5 QBs of all time to start winning championships. But like I said, it's not no knock on Andy. Andy ain't never did nothing for us. We like Andy. We love Andy. But Andy ain't never, you know what I'm saying? And what are we doing here? Andy ain't never take us to the spots that Nick Sirianni took us to. That's the bottom line. That is what it is. This is all about Nick Sirianni and what Nick Sirianni has been able to do for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's the greatest Eagles head coach of all time. He is. He is. I'm sorry. Then after that, I will have to go Doug Peterson. I got to go Doug Peterson after that because Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl with a backup. Played the whole regular season with one quarterback. Had to get a backup ready. Had to get a backup spun up on a playbook. Had to learn a backup strengths to win in the Super Bowl. In the greatest high-scoring Super Bowl of all time. A complete shootout. So, Andy Reid might be third after that. So, yeah, man, no knock to Andy, but it definitely got to go to Nick. Howie Roseman is the greatest general manager probably in the history of the game, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Howie Roseman has taught a relentless masterclass, on just capology. Howie Roseman is a capologist, a relentless masterclass. Where am I on at? I volunteered to pack 10,000 meals for kids today for my company. Oh, man, where's that at? You know what I mean? Shout out to Aunt Gail. She just sent me some pictures where she volunteered to pack 10,000 meals for kids today for her company. You know what I mean? Aunt Gail always doing good stuff, man. Aunt Gail always doing good stuff. You know what I mean? But Aunt Gail, Eagles fan too. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. Is it? You know what I'm saying? It's in my blood. It's in my DNA. I don't know nothing about losing, man. And that's why I get so angry. There's so many losers who think that they got the right or the ability to even be talking to me right now. If you're a loser and your team is of a losing essence, why would you talk crazy to somebody that just won a Super Bowl? How could you talk crazy to somebody that just won a Super Bowl? I don't get it. We are no longer defending Jalen Hurts because we're going to just let the money speak. Time Magazine, Men's and Health Fitness Mag. I hope Jalen Hurts is on the cover of Madden. I know a lot of people don't want that. I hope Jalen Hurts is on the cover of Madden. I'm not worried about no super. Listen, he was benched in college. Every time he have a bad quarter, the whole NFL questioned if he could do it or not. Every time he go in a big game, a big moment, he step his game up. He silenced critics every year. He got to silence the haters. Every year he has to. He's been to the playoffs every year, being a starter. Been to the Super Bowl twice. Has two of the most iconic Super Bowl performances of this generation. If the world was to end today and a caveman discovered a book about the Super Bowl from the year 2020 to now, he would only be talking about Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. They got epic duels in the Super Bowl. Why would I be defending a guy with that? Why would I care about a Madden curse when my quarterback, when Uno has overcome so much? My Uno jersey in there, so I'm gonna put my Uno on. When Uno has overcome so much, you think I'm worried about a Madden curse jersey? Get Jalen Hurts on the cover of Madden now, so I could buy my copy. Stop it. Anything else is uncivilized. They put Josh Allen on the cover last year for doing what? Almost succeeding. Almost. Y'all remember what's that movie? What's that movie? The joint is all subtitles. Where with a dude running, he running trying to get back to his family. The whole movie, he's running trying to get back to the Aztecs, the Mayans. He running trying to get back to his family. His family in a hole. This rain in the water. What is the name of that movie? My favorite movie of all time. It was directed by Mel Gibson. Directed by Mel Gibson. Come on, somebody gonna say it in here. Jaguar. His name was Jaguar. He's running for his whole life. The other tribe trying to catch up to him, but he trying to get back to his family. You know what Buddy whispered in his ear when he almost got away? He said, Olak. That means almost. Josh Allen is Olak. Whatever they said, apocalypto, there you go. Almost. If. Almost. That's what Josh Allen, Lamar, Burrow, almost. But I guess the league has turned into what you can almost do for me. You can almost do for me. I seen the hate of the day put Jalen Hurts stats from the Packers game and the Rams game, I think it was. The Packers game and the Rams game saying, if any other quarterback would have had these stats, but you leave out the championship games. You left out the championship games. How convenient of you. Jalen Hurts averaged 70 rushing yards. Jalen Hurts is the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl out of all the quarterbacks that they said couldn't do it with his skill set. Out of all the quarterbacks they said couldn't do it, he's the first true dual threat. The NFL questioned if these black quarterbacks who have the athleticism and the arm talent can win. They threw in our face pocket passing quarterbacks for 50 plus years. The Cordell Stewarts came around, a little bit of athleticism. The RG3s came around, the Vicks came around, and the sentiment was, you can't win with that type of guy. You can't win with that type of quarterback. That's what they said. They also said $50 million a year is too much money for a quarterback. Jalen Hurts, the first $50 million quarterback to win a Super Bowl. The first guy with that skill set to win a Super Bowl. Averaging 70 rushing yards in a Super Bowl is crazy as a quarterback. And being 1 for 1. First of all, to have an average in the Super Bowl with a 2-game minimum is crazy. He been in 2. Why would I ever defend a goddamn Olak, almost? Why would I ever be? I can't even be mad that people are running through walls for almost. Almost. If it's so easy to do, why don't Lamar, Josh, and Burrow do it? You see, I rarely even talk about Dak Prescott anymore. Trash. Will never win a Super Bowl. I don't even talk about him. Jaden Daniels is the only hope in the division for anybody else to win a Super Bowl besides Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Daniels also ain't going to do it, though. But Jaden Daniels, he young. He got more. I'm not a 10-year bum, and y'all crying for weapons for a 10-year vet? I don't know, man. I just don't be knowing what's going on with people, man. I'm getting bored, though, because it's the off season. I'm getting bored, and somebody going to catch one. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to go upside somebody's head. I'm getting bored. They begging for a stream for a debate. It's suicide. I've been warning them, but I'm going to start answering the suicide notes. I'm going to start reading them out. What do you want to debate me for right now, man? You crazy? You know who I am? You know who I am? Coming off a Super Bowl win? I'm different. I'm different. Somebody gonna catch this wrath, though. I'm telling you, somebody gonna catch this wrath. Somebody gonna catch this wrath. It's been my world since the clock struck zero. It's been my world. It's been my game. Y'all, they just living in it, man. They living in it. Everybody being polite. Everybody being nice, man. I mess up a relationship to put something in the cabinets coming off a Super Bowl. Yeah. I'm talking dirty to anybody right now. I'm talking dirty to everybody. You want to have a football debate right now with me coming off of a goddamn world championship? Because I'm going to remind you what you said. Yeah, I'm going to remind you what you said. Yeah. I'm going to remind you what you said. You know what I'm saying? But little Saturday joint getting with the bullies, 468 people strong in the building. Clip your favorite part of the video, post it so I can retweet it. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. Matter of fact, go on Twitter and at who you want to get smoked. At who you want to get smoked. Simple as that. I'm taking appointments now. What you said about my quarterback? Huh? I'm taking appointments now. You want the link to the stream to remind you what you said about my quarterback, huh? I should do a live call in. What was that you said about my quarterback? Call on in. Come catch a headshot. Call on in. What was that? Run that by me again? Yeah. What was that you said? They hiding in their holes right now, man. They hiding in their holes right now. But like I said, at the end of the day going in. And when the day end, we're holding the Lombardi. We are the champions. Now it's, y'all talk about us so much. It's almost like y'all didn't win a Super Bowl. All I hear when y'all say that is, please stop talking. Don't talk about me. Please leave me alone. Let me hide in peace. That's all I hear when they say that. But I'm not letting nobody hide in peace. You run back in that rat hole, you know what I'm saying? Run back in that rat hole. I'm going to send a fox in that hole. I'm going to send a fox in that hole to get you out that rat hole you've been hiding in. I'm going to send something down that hole to get you out that hole you've been hiding in, because you wasn't hiding when you had all of this negativity to spew about my Philadelphia Eagles. Nobody was hiding then. Chase Daniels, the biggest hypocrite on the internet. The biggest hypocrite on the internet. Chase Daniels is starting to look like something more and more every day. And I don't want to accuse I hate to accuse somebody of that. He's looking like something more and more every day. Let me tell you what Chase Daniels said. Chase Daniels went on his show and said that Brock Purdy deserves to be paid more than $50 million. And he said the reason why Brock Purdy should be paid more than $50 million because he went to a Super Bowl. He did this. He did more than the other guys who ain't go to a Super Bowl, like Burrow. Burrow went. Allen, Lamar. He went to a Super Bowl. He did all of these things. But you don't talk about that, and Jalen Hurts has done those things twice. All-Pro, Super Bowl MVP. You don't say Jalen Hurts deserves a raise, though. You hate on Jalen Hurts. You say that you wouldn't pick Jalen Hurts. You wouldn't pick Jalen Hurts out of a lineup if it was time to go start a franchise. A guy that's been in 2 Super Bowls. Guys like Chase Daniels are the epitome of what's wrong and how people view the quarterback position for guys with the skill set of Jalen Hurts. A career backup should never be able to talk about a Super Bowl MVP like that. A career backup, a journeyman, a floor sweeper, a jockstrap carrier should never be able to talk about a Super Bowl MVP in that nature. What are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about here? Hater. And that narrative spews down to the pea-brained consumer who thinks that what a guy like Chase Daniels got to say is law. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer, man. I got a couple things to do. And I will be having on a different Eagles hat when I do it, because we're the defending Super Bowl champions, and it don't get much easier than that.
to fail. Cause my achievements, her disagreements. The gumshoes on my trail. Cause my achievements, they disagreements. The diamond tester said you fell. My hands full, nigga, leaving Neiman's. Real niggas gon' prevail. Cause my achievements, they disagreements. My kids mind with me to fail. Cause my achievements, her disagreements. The gumshoes on my trail. Cause my achievements, they disagreements. The diamond tester said you fell.